Hey, what's up? How's it going? Otaki Mike here, back again. Doing my haul for the month of December. I picked up way too much stuff this month. I got this whole stack right here for you, and then this whole stack of comic books, and then just for funsies, this little tiny stack of comic books. So I picked up quite a bit this month, probably more than usual since I just started getting back into collecting comic books on a weekly basis. It's been some time. It's been about like almost over a decade since I've collected a weekly comic book. I usually collect only trades or omnibuses or compendium stuff like that. But I got the bug again to start collecting. So I want to show you guys what I've been collecting. Uh, this is all my older stuff I recently picked up. I've been going back and collecting a bunch of the original reprints and the original series as well of Uncanny XMen. So this is actually Uncanny XMen reprint of 166 is X-Men Classics 77. Look at thick Cyclops down here. He's thick. This is actually a Mike Magnolia cover right here. There's a reprint of 166. Then we have X-Men Classics 69, I believe. This is a reprint of 165. Then I have X-Men Classics, what is this? 103, which is a reprint of 199. Then we move into, so I can get these straightened back up. We move into the Uncanny X-Men stuff that I collected. If I can find them for cheap, I'll pick them up. But if they're a little out of my price range, I won't pick them up, and I will go look for them in the X-Men Classics run. Because they're basically the same books at this point, even though some of them do have some similar, different stories. This is Uncanny X-Men 192. I don't know if there's any significance about this particular title. I like the cover. Cover's pretty cool. Then we have this one. These I picked up from a local vintage store. There's a booth in there. I did a video about it on my channel, and it's called Third Coast Comics. I did a little haul thing, or a little video going about in that booth. This is X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 183 right here. Colossus is fighting the Juggernaut. Then we have Uncanny X-Men 181 right here. Nice little Lockheed cover right there. And I think probably one of the only keys that I actually picked up, because it actually says it on the back of it. I didn't do any research on these. I was just trying to fill in the run that I actually have. This is actually the first appearance of Leech right here. Uncanny X-Men 179. I like this cover. It's pretty cool. Poor Kitty Pryde. I don't know what she's getting herself into. Then we have Uncanny X-Men 198. This is Life and Death number part 2, I guess you could say. This is all the X-Men books I picked up. I have also slowly been trying to complete my Justice Society of America run, or JSA run, and I've been trying to pick up the JSA Classified series recently, so I ended up going to Austin Books and Comics and kind of raiding their back bins at the moment. I didn't pick up everything, but I was trying to fill in a couple issues that I was missing. And I picked up, I don't know if this is the second or third printing of this exactly. I know there's multiple printings of this. But this is JSA Classified number 3. I love the cover with Huntress and Power Girl. Just drinking, just getting a little drink on right there. It's a pretty cool cover. Then we have issue number 6 right here. These are really just standalone stories. Some of them do have multi-story arcs within the Classified line. But I mean, they're kind of just one-offs to kind of just really have fun with the characters and stuff. There's nothing like, they don't really interconnect except for like the first 4 issues kind of connect with like the regular JSA series. These are all kind of mostly just one-offs. You can kind of read them whenever, honestly. This one has Wildcat and Stargirl in it. This one's number 15 right here. It's pretty cool. I got a bunch of Wildcat ones, so you'll see a trend. But this one's featuring Our Man. And he is fighting Bane. This is actually, what number is this? Number 17. Then we also have the continuation of that story. We have number 18 right here of JSA Classified. And then we have number 19. This one has Dr. Midnight on it. I love me some Dr. Midnight. He's so cool. And then we have number 20. Dr. Midnight is a little worse for wear in this issue, I have to say. I don't know who this girl is on the cover, but she looks kind of cool. You know. Then I started picking up stuff later on in the run, and so which is a lot more Wildcat stuff. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of Wildcat in this haul. So we have issue 26. It's a Wildcat issue. I actually do really like Wildcat, and these were I think later in the run they're kind of harder to find. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that, okay? But we have issue 27 right here. And then we jump up to issue, 37. This is towards the end. Then we have issue 38 right here. And then issue 39 to end the JSA Classifieds. I'm still missing a couple. I think probably about like 10 issues I'm missing at the moment, but I'll have to go back and try to hunt them down. I'm missing the elusive issue number 1. Number 1 for some reason goes for quite a bit, even though it has multiple printings. But yeah, it's pretty fun to been trying to collect these in the wild because I can never find them. I'll find like sporadic ones throughout the run, but I already have them, and they're kind of like right in the middle. That's where when I started trying to collect the JSA Classifieds. But this is definitely a fun read if you ever actually do get to check it out, especially if you're like want to know more about the different JSA members and whatnot. While I was out in Austin, I actually also picked up some comic books at a local Half Price Books. Man, their Half Price Books is out there are on point. They put mine to shame where I live. But yeah, so I'm a big Black Hammer fan. If you ever read that series by Jeff Lemire, it's a really cool superhero series that I would definitely recommend. Probably going to do reviews on it on my channel. I normally pick up the Black Hammer stuff up in like the big library collected editions. But I couldn't pass this up because I really wanted to read it. And this is Black Hammer, The End. This is a 6-issue limited series or miniseries that basically ends the first run of the Black Hammer story. So you can't really start with this one, to say the least. But I picked them up because they were like $2 a piece. I'll probably end up picking up the library edition whenever that comes out. So they just did the Reborn series, Black Hammer Reborn, and the library editions. So hopefully soon. But I mean, I couldn't pass it up for $2. So we got issue 1 right here. Issue 2. I haven't read this series yet, so I can't really tell you anything about it. We have issue 3 of Black Hammer, The Ends. This one I really like because it has all the characters on the front of it. Kind of reminds me of like the old, like, you know, the Marvel anniversary things where they had like the banner around and there was a character in front of it. This one's issue 4 right here. And we have issue 5. And then to end the series, we have issue 6. Until they announced a new series, which was called Black Hammer. I think it was like Spiral City is what it was called. Which I'm going to have to get that too because I love me some Black Hammer. It's a good series. Definitely check it out. Now, moving in probably to my biggest stack. This is all the stuff that I bought this month just from DC alone. It's a lot. But a lot of really good stuff, I have to say. So I picked up Absolute Wonder Woman #1. This is the Noir edition. I did a review on my channel for Absolute Wonder Woman #1. I really did enjoy it a lot. I know some people can't really get behind the Absolute line, but you know, I do really enjoy it. I enjoyed it so much, I went, because I really wanted to read the color version, and my comic book store didn't have #1 for the color, so I just picked this one up instead. So I ended up picking up, I believe this is the second or third printing of Absolute Wonder Woman #1. But yeah, I got this. It was actually a really good read. But I ended up picking up #1 because I felt like I wanted to read it in color. I thought the artwork was really good, but it kind of gets washed out a little bit, which I didn't mention in my review really. But yeah, I picked up Absolute Wonder Woman #1, as well as Absolute Wonder Woman #2, which I have read. Is really good. I have not read this because I picked this up last week. This is Absolute Wonder Woman #3. I really wanted to give these Absolute series a try, just to check them out because I found them to be really interesting. And Absolute Wonder Woman does not disappoint, I have to say. It made me actually like the character of Wonder Woman, which is, I guess it's funny to say. I don't know. I mean, I've never been like a huge fan of Wonder Woman. Moving along. This one's been getting a lot of heat online, apparently. A lot of people don't, or it's been getting some mixed reviews. People really love it or they hate it, I feel like. And that's, well, specifically one guy like really, really hates it online. I've been seeing people reacting to his videos, which is crazy to think about. But Absolute Batman #1 I picked up. Haven't had a chance to read it yet, but it's on the top of my to read pile, finally. And then I picked up Absolute Batman #2 and Absolute Batman #3. I can't wait to read this because I've heard good things about it. So I want to give it a try, and I love a good reimagining of Batman. Even though I'm kind of Batmaned out, I feel like Batman's like everywhere all the time. Which is, yeah. But I also had to pick up, because I want to try these and give them a shot. I picked up Absolute Superman #1 right here. And as well as Absolute Superman #2. I think this is I don't know if this is a second printing or what, but Absolute Superman #2. Sorry about that. Somebody called me while I was recording. So I had to talk to them for a second because I'm recording on my phone. But this next one I did a review on my channel. Check it out if you're interested. Batgirl #1, really, really good first issue. You can't go wrong with Batgirl teaming up with Lady Shiva and fighting mystical super ninjas. And then I end up picking up Batgirl #2. This is definitely worth your time. Go check out my review if you want. I'm kind of glad she's getting her own series because it's been like almost 2 decades since she's had her own solo series. And I hope this goes for quite a while because I think she's a really cool character, to be honest. Next we have, which I don't know if I'm going to be doing a video on this or not, but this is the new run, not really run, but new storyline, new creative team for Nightwing. I picked up Nightwing 119, 120, as well as 121. This is the start of a new thing after the Tom Taylor run, which I've only read the beginning of Tom Taylor's run, which I thought was really, really good. And I was like, hey, why don't I pick up Nightwing and check it out? You know, I have mixed feelings about it, to be honest. I don't know if it's really as strong of a start as like Tom Taylor's run, but I don't really want to try to compare it to that. But it's been really interesting because like Nightwing has to like work with the gangs in Bloodhaven with fighting these new this new like police organization and whatnot, and it gets really interesting with him having to work with like the different gangs and whatnot. And he gets a bunny as a pet. He gets a bunny rabbit, and he has a dog, and he has a bunny rabbit now. But yeah, for the most part, Nightwing has been pretty. It's been pretty good. I've been enjoying it, I should say. This next one, I feel like it's a mixed bag, to be honest. My buddy Matt over at the Trains, Planes, and Comic Books YouTube channel / podcast, he hated this book. He was like, this book is like not good. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I mean, there are parts of it that I did like. That is Black Canary, Best of the Best. I did a review on it on my channel. I guess I'm a glutton for punishment because I picked up issue 2 as well this week. I was like, I'm gonna give it a chance and give it a shot. I haven't read issue 2 yet, but I feel I might be let down. I don't know. I didn't really like the parts where the commentators were commentating throughout the first round of the fight. It was kind of annoying. But yeah, I picked up issue 2, and here's like a variant cover that was at the store. I guess I'm just a glutton for punishment. Go check out my buddy Matt, his channel. I'll leave a link down below. He has a pretty cool podcast. It's all about comic books, obviously, because it's in the title. Go check it out. Then we also have JSA number 2. This one is sort of a, I don't want to call it a prequel, but it's set before issue 1, and then it goes into towards the end or the aftermath of issue 1 with the JSA and the Injustice Society and stuff like that, and how they ended up getting stuck in the Tower of Fate. Well, some of them got stuck in the Tower of Fate. It's pretty good. I definitely enjoyed it. I do know this has been getting kind of mixed reviews. I did do a review on my channel for the first issue. Go check it out if you're interested. But I love the JSA. I've been reading through the 90s/2000 era of JSA and really been enjoying that run. That actually got me back into collecting comic books. Was reading that run because I picked up all the individual issues. This next one just came out. I did a review on it on my channel. I enjoyed it. The New Gods, which I wasn't expecting to enjoy it. Go check out my full review if you like. Shameless plug. But this is about Orion going after Mr. Miracle because Orion Highfather is scared of this baby that just got born. And he sends Orion to kill the baby, but Orion doesn't want to kill the baby. It's a big hubbub, and then he gets Mr. Miracle to basically escape and take the baby with him. And he has to go find him because he's so obedient to Highfather. It was a good first issue. I'm not a big fan of the New Gods, but I did like this. It was really good. Next, we got probably one of my favorite DC titles at the moment, Black Lightning, issue 2. This issue centers around, I forget what her name is. I think it's Thunder. Her name is Thunder. Her code name is Thunder. And it's Black Lightning's daughter. And it's more about her in this issue and dealing with the loss of her powers and her dad and her relationship with her dad and stuff. It's actually pretty good. Black Lightning is probably one of my favorite DC titles to read at this moment. Even though we got into issue 2, issue 1 was really strong. I did a video on my channel about it as well, actually. This one, I did a review as well. This is going to be a trend. I do a lot of issue 1 videos. But Challengers of the Unknown. First issue wasn't bad. It was fun. I do feel like DC probably thinks that the Challengers can't hold their own title. Because they had to throw the Justice League in on this. But I mean, it's actually fun, and it connects into several other titles that are actually being published at the moment. Just like The Question, all along the Watchtower. Did a review for this one. But this one, it's good. It's good. I was surprised for this one because we get, what is his name? Eradicator. Eradicator shows up in here, and The Question has to fight the Eradicator. And the Bulleteer shows up. Who thought the Bulleteer was still around in the DC universe? I mean, she was a deep cut, 7 soldiers, type of thing. But yeah, it was really good, and it ties into the Challenger as well as ties into another book that's coming out called The Atom Project, I believe. But yeah, Question, I think it's starting to pick up, to be honest. The first issue, a tad slow. We also have Metamorpho. I did a review on this first issue. Pretty good. Recommend it. A lot of fun, I feel like. It is a lot of fun because it feels like definitely a book you would read from the 70s or 80s. And I don't really want to spoil it because I want people to read it because I want to have more Metamorpho. I don't know if this is a mini-series or it's going to be ongoing. I hope it's maybe somewhat of ongoing, a little bit of an ongoing, just won't say. Then we have Two-Face issue 1. I really enjoyed this, for the most part. I think it's just like a 5-issue miniseries or whatever. Two-Face is basically going to court to like he basically like represents like different criminals and stuff like that. I'm gonna do an in-depth review on my channel for this one. Then the last DC book I picked up, it's not a comic book. I was disappointed. It's Gotham City Sirens Uncovered. I thought it was going to be a new series. Sadly, was I wrong? And I felt like I got rickrolled when I opened up this comic. I really did. I really did. And yeah, so I was hoping for a new series, but I didn't get it. And that's all the DC comics that I picked up for this month. Next, we're moving into the new Marvel stuff that started coming out. And I didn't pick up that much. And also some of the independent stuff that I picked up. IDW, whatever, Boom, Dark Horse, stuff like that. But I picked up Wolverine #1. Wolverine #1. Haven't read it yet. I heard Wolverine get some new adamantium. That's all I know about this. But I will be doing a video on it later on. Because I like doing videos about #1 issues. It's a lot of fun to do. Next we have Laura Kinney Wolverine. This is on my TBR pile. I'm glad to see that she's getting another series. It's kind of funny we have 2 Wolverines at the same time. But yeah, I like Laura. I like Laura. She's always fun when she pops up. And the last Marvel thing I picked up, which I did read and I did enjoy actually, but it will get a video because it's #1 issue. I got Hell Hunters #1. This is Ghost Rider fighting Nazis, basically what it is. Moving along to the 2 indie titles I picked up. I picked up last month Turtles of Grayskull. I have not read this issue yet, but I'm going to get through it. I'm going to get through the TBR pile real soon. I'm like halfway through. But I picked up Turtles of Grayskull issue 2. I didn't know this came out in November, so I completely missed it. Because I didn't go to my comic book store for like a couple weeks. And then I picked up this one. This one I'm surprised about, okay? I'm surprised. Oh yeah, Turtles of Grayskull is really good. Totally recommend Turtles of Grayskull. I did a video on it. And I picked this up. 1, because I felt like the crossover was ridiculous. 2, I run a Usagi Yojimbo podcast, which is called Usagi Podjimbo. So I picked it up because I want to talk about it on my podcast. I picked up Power Rangers X or verse Usagi Yojimbo. I was like, this has got to be like the most ridiculous thing. I thought this was ridiculous, but 2 things that don't really go together: Usagi and Power Rangers. But hey, it's just 1 issue. It's not like a mini series or anything like that. So I'm kind of glad, and I'm a little worried because it's not written by Stan Sakai, and it's not drawn by Stan Sakai. So we'll have to see how this goes. But I'm guessing it was probably like supervised by Stan, because Stan's pretty like on point with like what he wants to do with Usagi and stuff like that. But I hope this actually gets more people to read Usagi O Jimbo, because it's actually a really good comic book series. And that is all the stuff that I picked up for the month of December. I bought way too many comic books, I gotta say. Way too many comic books. I spent way too much money. When I got back into collecting, I said I was gonna like just collect here and there. I've been going to the comic book store for the past like month and a half, every week straight, because my comic book store is only open Fridays and Saturdays, which is weird. And it's also in a shack too. Yeah, I think I went a little overboard, and I've been enjoying so many series. I'm like, oh, I'll pick that up and try that up, and I'll try this over here, and I'll try this over here. I'm like subscribed to like, but I don't know how people do it. I just gotta say, I don't know how people keep track. I mean, I do know how people keep track of it, but like, I'm just like, man, I just jumped in head first with these comic books again, and I've been enjoying it. I just want to say thanks for watching. Comment down below. Are you reading any of these titles? What are your thoughts? What should I try and pick up? Like, what new comics should I try? Let me know in the comment section. I'm Otaku Mike. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Stay safe. Go read some comic books. Have fun.